அப்படியே
நம்ம
ஸ்டார்ட்
ஸ்டார்ட்
பண்ணிடலாம்.
பண்ணலாம்.
நீ ஸ்டாப் பசங்க அப்படியே ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டே இருப்பானுங்க.
ஓகே ஓகே.
அதான் ரெக்கார்டிங் தான் இருக்குல்ல, நீ பாட்டுக்கு ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடலாம் செஷன்.
Okay, just I'll share my
Okay.
screen. I'll share my screen.
ஓகே.
So let me know once
தினேஷ்
you're able to
தினேஷ்
see,
அப்புறம்
my screen.
நெக்ஸ்ட் சாட்டர்டே தினேஷ். ஹலோ
சொல்லுங்க சொல்லுங்க
தினேஷ்.
சொல்லுங்க, கேக்குது, சொல்லுங்க.
தினேஷ் நெக்ஸ்ட் சாட்டர்டே ஆக்சுவலா தினேஷ் குமார் வந்து எங்கிட்ட வெளியில டாக்டர்கிட்ட போறாப்ல போல.
Okay.
அதனால நெக்ஸ்ட் சாட்டர்டே மட்டும் நீ எடுக்க முடியுமா?
Yeah, okay, correct. That's okay.
ஓகே. சண்டே வந்து அவன் பாத்துப்பான். நெக்ஸ்ட் சண்டே
Yeah,
சாட்டர்டே
okay.
மட்டும் நீ எடுத்து விட்டுரு. நெக்ஸ்ட் சாட்டர்டே. ஓகே. ஓகே, நீ கண்டினியூ.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. So yesterday we just talk about so how the IntelliJ so we can create the Spark application in IntelliJ. So IntelliJ nothing but it is that the platform to IDE platform to write a Spark applications for Scala. So most of the like a Scala and the Java people, they'll choose the IntelliJ to write a code, IDE code. So here, so whenever you're creating a project, whenever creating a Spark project, already I said whether you need to take a decision whether you're going with SBD project or manual project. So SBD project, nothing but when you're creating SBD project, you will get that file called build.sbt. So here we will add all the dependency. So first you want to understand why we are adding a dependency in this sbd.build. What will happen after adding a dependency? Okay. So if you have any questions, just stop me or else interrupt. If any questions, just interrupt me. Okay. So build that dependency. Actually, what entirely will do means like in this, I have opened on applications. So is it? I'm clear. Everyone able to hear me? No.
Yes, Dinesh.
Yeah. Okay.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So first here. This is Spark applications. So I'm going to write some applications using this platform. So once I write, I have write, once I complete my entire application, I will build the jar. Whatever the code I have written, I will build as a jar. That jar I will submit into the my Spark cluster using a Spark submit. Okay. So whenever I'm submitting the Spark submit, so here whatever dependency I have used in this particular applications, that dependency everything will use whatever jar. For example, if I depend on Spark SQL or Spark Core, if I need to depend on MySQL or any dependency, we need to add a dependency here. What dependency we have for these applications? Okay. So once we add a dependency, if you see the bottom of my IntelliJ, something is downloading, you know, like you can able to see the downloading the JSON, downloading, everything is downloading, no? So whatever dependency we are adding from this dependency locations, whatever the required jar is there, which will be download, will store in this external library. Okay, all the jars are stored in the external library. Still these jars are not completely downloaded. That's only able to see the only the two jars. So once it's completed, all the jars will be loaded in this external library. So why we want these jars in my external library means whatever the code written. So for example, if you want to call here your source is MySQL. Okay. So you want to establish the MySQL connections. If you want to establish MySQL connections, you need the MySQL jar, MySQL ODBC jar you need. So just when you are adding a dependency, this dependency what you will do means just will download your MySQL ODBC jar and it made it available in the external library. So whenever you are writing a code, whenever you are establishing a connection, which will use whatever the jar it's available inside my external library. So whenever creating a Spark applications, whatever the build.sbt you are giving, so all the dependency will get download and store into your as part of your applications. So when we are once you're writing like all applications, we are building the jar. No, this is jar. We can categorize in the two different of jar. Okay, for the jar number one, thin jar or fat jar. Okay, so what is the meaning by thin jar means? Okay, for example, the MySQL dependency. So for example, if all the jar you have downloaded, you are maintained inside the external library, that is the fat jar, Spark, everything. But if you want to call the external jar, all the MySQL and Spark SQL, all the jar you have, some external path, you want to use that jar into your applications. That time, that jar called thin jar. That means any the dependency jar will not available as part of your applications, will be externalized. Okay, so this is different between thin jar and fat jar. Mostly some like MySQL or external connections, they will use as a fat jar. All the jar will be available inside your applications, like a Spark SQL, Spark Score, the Spark and Hadoop related, the dependency R will be thin jar. So that those information will not with that, usually we will not download as part of our jar. Okay. So is it any question between this the jar? Hope no one have a question. Okay. So just I have created these applications. So here if you're able to see the structure of applications like SRC and the main, and inside the main Scala. So here only you used to write all your code. Okay. So first I'll tell you what is the procedure. So Scala has some procedure to write a code. Say when you are starting your learning, the learning itself, try to follow all the Scala procedure. What are the procedure we had in a Scala? The few things I will explain as part of the session, but you don't search in the internet what is the Scala coding procedure. So yeah, I'm getting some error. Some dependency is not resolved. Okay, so I'll explain this one. Something it's showing error. Unavailable almost no package. So no problem. Just I'll change my Spark version. Try to import. I'll change the browser and try to import. So okay, so here you're able to see the Scala. So here you need to write all your code. So before going to write, okay, so I'll take a whiteboard and I'll explain. So then later I'll create the package here. So I'll escape and I'll stop share and I'll take the whiteboard. Sorry, Khalil, that whiteboard is not working, Khalil. So I try to share the whiteboard. I'm getting an error. 1 minute. I'm getting error. Screen sharing has failed to start. Please try again later. I'm ready.
Okay, in that case, no, in your system itself, you can take the notepad and you can open the WordPad and you can share it.
Yeah, okay, okay, okay. So just I'll explain here itself. So first, so whenever you're creating an application, is it everyone able to see my screen? Because I got kicked out from the meeting.
Yes, we are able to see the screen, Dinesh.
So is you able to see my screen, everyone? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. It's unstable.
Dinesh?
Sorry, I'm in mute. Sorry.
Okay.
1 minute, my daughter is no Hasni. Sorry, man. So my daughter. Okay. So here we need to create the main class. That is the main package. So under the Scala, just right click. Mm, I don't know what is the problem with this part. 1 minute. Give a time. I'll save and I'll reopen this project again. Minute. I'll share my screen. So I'm facing some JDK issues. That is why. So initial that the application setup is very difficult here. So you need to all the whatever the jar you had, no, you want to use, no, all the jar should be properly download. It may occur some error when you adding a dependency. The setup is initial setup is you can face some difficulty, but once you set up the project, after that the writing it's not a problem. So 1 minute, I'll change my SDK setup. Project, yeah, it's good only. Yeah, you can add any Scala version after 2.8, but it's saying some SDK. I have added this my Java version, still it's showing error.
చదువుతున్నారు 5 minutes.
Yeah, give a minute.
తలుపు తీసుకుని పోతావా పో తలుపు తెరి
For class work. So okay, so I'll see this error because my JDK it's not suitable for. Yesterday I have downloaded my JDK and I installed. It's showing some error. Okay, so I'll explain the package, how to create the package, driver package. So inside the Scala, first right click and ஒன்றும் கேட்கல அப்படியே நிற்கிது.
Dinesh, we cannot hear you.
வாய்ஸ் ஒன்றும் கேட்கல, எனக்கு தான் கேட்குதா இல்லை யாருக்கும் தெரியாது தெரியல.
Hey, anybody have Kali number or Dinesh number? Please call them. I don't have.
Dinesh? One second.
இப்போ உள்ள போகுது.
Dinesh, நீங்க வந்துட்டீங்க Dinesh.
Yeah.
Can continue. Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Given the link, I will share this. Okay. So I'll start here. So first I need to create my main package, new, and the package. Here you're able to see the package. This package, I want to give a what is the package name. Yeah. Right. Dot. So usually that the main method we'll call as we can call in the Spark term we can call the Scala term we can call as a driver, because that will drive entire your applications. Okay, just I'm creating a package. Inside the package, I'm creating a new class. So either you can go with the new class, the right click the Scala class, new class or object you can create. But I used to create an object. Just give the object name. So whenever creating an object name, so you want to make sure the Scala standard. If you're creating multiple word, for example, my Spark first project. Okay, so my should be small, and first my Spark is PARK. Yes, should be cap, and first. Driver. I gave in this way. So whenever creating any method, whenever creating any object, you should follow in this format. Like a first word should be small. After that, each and every word, first letter should be caps. Okay. Just I'm creating a package. So here I asked to set up my JDK. Yes, I have a 2 JDK in that. That is why it's throwing error frequently. So now I have So now here I'm creating object. So inside the object I need to create a main method. So whenever creating a method, you need to use a def main argument. I'll tell you the Scala. Whenever creating a Scala method, what is the standard you want to use. So this is your main method. So each and every method call should happen from this your main method only. So here you can first step you want to initialize, because still my project is not prepared to write a Scala code everything. That is why it's throwing error. So don't worry. So just I'll explain the code how it will work. This is my main this is my main object. In this object I create a main method. From this main method only entire application will run. So whenever you are once you build the jar, if you go to call the build the whatever the you build the jar, if you go to call in a Spark submit, you need to call that jar name dot this main object name. So if you call this object name, automatically main method will call. So whatever the code you have written this main method, that will be called sequentially. So here only I said we need to create a Spark session. So to create a Spark session, first you want to import the Spark. So to import the Spark session, just even to throw the error, because my dependency is not resolved properly. That is why it's throwing error. So just I'll copy paste my okay. And so if I'm creating a if I'm creating a Spark session, and all one-time effort only for your project. So this is the way I need to create a Spark JSON. Spark JSON will, what is the app name you are going to give for this entire application? You need to give the app name. So and configurations not necessary. So configurations it's an optional one. Just if you want to pass some configuration as part of your Spark session, you can give the configuration. Otherwise, you can ignore this one. Get or create nothing but the Spark session will be created under this under these applications. So after that, you can use the Spark session to write entire code. So this is your gate. This is your driver program. Okay. So in a Spark, so again it is master called executor. So the Spark session is your driver program. Entire the Spark application will drive using the Spark session. So the Spark session is the first initial gate, and end of once you write entire applications, then you want to close your Spark session. Just you want to close.
அதாவது 10 வருஷம் 15 வருஷம் முஸ்லிம்கள் இந்த பால்படுத்தி
So I don't know, my screen sharing always getting closed.
இப்போ அவன்
Let's kick out.
இப்போ அவன் மைக் போட்டு வாங்க சொல்லணுமா முஸ்லிம்கள் புர்கா போட்டு வெளியே வாங்கணுமா தெருக்களில்
Spark utils. So this is a driver and this is the util. So inside the util, I'm creating again one more Scala object. Scala object. Okay. So here only I need to write all the methods. So whatever the method you want to write, no, like read CS. So I'm writing method like this, okay? So this is I'm writing a method to read CSV. If you want to convert that the CSV file to data frame, so I'm writing some code here. So this all the codes should be available. So you need to write under the util only. So the util you should call inside the driver. So first we need to import the package. So how to import again? Spark dot util dot, oh, I gave a my Spark spelling mistake. So just to consider this my util. So here I can call my util here. So when I'm writing a code, then now that. So you need to call in this way only, so you can pass the parameter. Okay. So this is the way you need to write your entire applications, like all the methods, whatever the method you are writing, that should exist in your util path, and the driver should have all the main classes. So if you know that, if you just see the driver should understand what is the flow in your applications. Okay. So I'll go with RDD. Before going with RDD, there is some issue in my uh, the project. So I will close and I will recreate a one project. There I will just open the Scala. Using a Scala, I will explain whatever this that RDD transformation is there. Using a Scala object, I will explain that. 1 minute. So again, I will share my screen. Why don't this work? Because now my Java 1.8 I got properly in my. Yes, once you first, whenever you open the project, no, first try to set up this in the IntelliJ setup. So try to create some project with adding a dependency. So the initial setup is really, it will be give some headache because you will face a lot of issue like this. So even if you have experience, also you face the issues because it is depends on how the jar is get download from your locations. It's maybe some due to some unavailability. It is maybe some wrong jar can be picked. Due to that issue, also you may face this kind of issues. Again, this is successfully downloaded, but 1 minute, 1 minute. 1 minute. This is Spark version saying not available. Check what's the exist version. Sorry. So 11 only the max size. I'll give a correct version. I made some mistake. And my Spark version I use it 2.0. This exact version. Yes. Because if you see that error, what it's saying means so whatever the Spark version you are giving against the Spark version, whatever the Scala version, the combination of Spark and Scala version, it try to download the my Spark versions. So compare scale of here 2.12. It's saying it's not exist. That version you should use under the 2. Resolve. I hope it resolve. Any here any questions or any Spark Summit related questions, Spark how to create a Spark applications that related, any questions? No questions. Is it any? I don't think so. How many people you are from Java background here?
Anyone from Java background, please let Dinesh know.
No. Actually, I think then the jar building. I think how. Yeah. Python, it is a compatible language. You will not build any jar on Python, actually. But in the Java and Scala, it is like whenever you are writing application, you need to build the jar. You need to assemble the jar. You need to build the jar. That jar only you can submit in any applications, any platform. So like if you're writing any Java code, no, you need to build the jar. Okay, so that may be newer for you, like who and all. It's not, it doesn't have any knowledge on Java, but it's not a complicated one. Just you want to add the build. So in the SBT cell, just you want to build the jar. Just two command only, compile and build the jar. So before that, we need to add the dependency for assemble dependency. So once you did everything, once you build the jar, no, like how you getting a jar, that like a Scala jar, whatever the jar right now download, that like that you will get one jar version for entire your applications. That jar versions you can use any to resolve any, like whatever applications you are Spark application you are writing, no, to apply your ETL logic, you can use that same jar. And before that, I'll go with I'll open for you. I'll open some Spark Summit script. Then it's maybe get clear. So I'll open some. Yeah. So I'll go with some script. So here also it's gave some. We need some more detail for this Spark script. Let's go. So I'll go the top of one. So if you see the script, this Okay, so if you see this sample thing, so everyone able to see my Chrome, correct?
No, we cannot see your Chrome.
Okay, I'll share my Chrome. I'll go. Since you are seeing. Is it able to see my Chrome?
Yes, Ji.
Yeah, it's able to see.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So if you see the my Spark Summit script, so this is the jar. So whatever I have wrote application, that will this is my jar. So this is the way I need to submit. So I inside this example dot jar. Inside this, whatever the code you have written for this application, Spark application, all the code will be available in this jar only. So here you're writing a Spark Summit and what is a class from this jar? What class you want to call? This is the class like you create a driver, no, you create a driver, no, like a driver. So the driver you need to call in this way only, com dot spark dot driver. Just want to call here the driver. So and this jar, in this jar whatever the driver you are calling, just the driver will be executed. So here you want to give that, you want to mention some other configuration also. What is that number of executor required? Number of executor means how many machines you have. So those minimum, those many executor may be run. So for example, if your cluster is a 10 node cluster means minimum 10 executor can run. Each machine one executor can run. Okay. So and executor memory, that means from each machines what a memory need to pick for that particular executor, and the executor core, driver memory, and driver core. So this all the configurations we need to pass as part of Spark Submit with this jar. So once you submit, and whatever the code you have written this main class for, that code will be picked up. That code will be run one by one. Okay. So still it's not getting resolved. So I'm waiting for the resolve. This result, I try to write I thought to write some RDD related code. So maybe it's my mobile internet. Maybe it will take a time to load. So first I'll create some Spark. I didn't run, but I write a code to create a Spark applications. For example, yesterday I said I have created in some internal data set. I'll open. I'll create student mark. So I'll create array. So I'm creating a yeah, it is done. So I'll close instead of this main method. So I'm going to use this as an external app. So because here itself I try to run. going on. Give a minute that it is completed. Wait, I'll have some water and I'll come back. So I think everything is resolved. Yeah, completed. So my Spark session is resolved. So everyone able to see my Spark session is resolved. So now I'm creating my Spark session. So now I'm creating my Spark session. So here, so instead of creating a main method but when you're creating application, you should create a main method. So main method and you need to pass the arguments. But if you want to run my local, so if you want to run my local, just I'm creating also. Okay, I'll create a main method and run. Not a problem. Def main. Okay. Why it's not like this? Okay, so main method it's creating some arguments. So here I need to create my Spark session. So, create and I try to run this. The first time run will take okay. It is a problem with my here. It is a longer one. See there. So I'll go with some other way. So just I want to showcase how it's writing, how it's working already. So instead of doing these ones, I can directly extend apps. That means this is like this method directly I'm creating as an app. So the println I give some hi message. First I'll see how my Scala is working. I'll check. Okay, it's looking fine. So then I try to create some array. Yeah, sorry. Any question? Is it any question? So Tamil, I gave some mark. 70. Like this, I give a mark. Like this, I'm creating a summary. So this is called the tuple array. So nothing but so array inside we have the multiple values. Just give a letter. So this is that array. So yesterday I said no, the internal object, scalar object. Now this is that array. I can call this array directly. Okay, if I want to print and others I want to do any kind of operations, I can do using this array also. But since array will be serialized method, okay. So it's shown this way only when I convert to the two. So I gave all the marks 70, 70. Just I gave a few marks on 50 and 2 marks on 60. So for example, if I'm going to do some operation on this array. Okay, just I'm going to filter where I have a mark more than 50. Okay, which are the subject I have a mark as more than 50. So m greater than 50. So just I will pick for that my array. Sorry, my array dot filter x. It is a lambda operation. X greater than t. Greater than equal to 60. Sorry, that for example here I'm getting a two levels, correct? In my tuple I'm getting a 1 and 2. So the mark is underscore 1 it's subject, underscore 2 is the mark. So just underscore 2 then greater than 50. So now the result set of this one I should get only that whichever the mark I have a greater than 50. Oh, yes, oh, sorry. So you can able to see whatever subject I have a greater than 50. So now whatever that operations I did in top of this array, no. So this is operation now happening in a scalar object. Okay, since it's a scalar object, so all the operations happening in a scalar object. When it's work in a scalar object, like it will not, data will not distribute, and the data will not use any the big data related optimization, no, will not do any optimization. So now you want to create, this is as already, so that you want to create, first you want to create a Spark session. Spark session dot builder dot 1 minute, I will run this first. I'll check whether my Spark sessions create successfully or not. No, it's doing some error. Okay. So this is an error most frequently we'll face it, because so I said no that so whenever the Spark need to run, we need to some util from that Hadoop also. So Hadoop, that util is missing. So we need to configure separately this winutil.exe for this Spark purpose. For that you need to add a few more jar, Hadoop related jar. Then only this issue will be resolved. So I'll do this same operations, whatever the filter. Right now I'm doing that the filter in normal things. So if I'm creating a like
Uh, underscore
sorry,
2.
sorry, come again. Any
What
question?
is underscore 2? It's not
Yeah.
underscore 2.
Yeah, okay. So just I'm iterating this array, correct? I'm iterating this array. This is array, it's a
Yes.
tuple array. So this is a tuple array.
Yeah.
So first in a
Yeah.
x, no, in a x, this is a value we'll assign first. From this value, I need to pick the second one, correct? This is the first one, this is underscore 1, this is underscore 2. I need to pick the second one because I need to filter, I need to apply filter on my mark. So I gave that x underscore 1. So if you see this x, if you see this x will have the tuple string of int. Okay, so from the string of int I try to pick that second one, because I pick the int. Okay,
Thank you.
so here, so I will do some array related operation also, but so whatever that array related operation, same filter, map, this everything we can do top of array also and top of RDD also. So the coding wise everything same. So when you are doing the scalar object in top of any scalar object, data will not distribute. Okay, if you're doing a top up RDD, data will be distributed. That is the only difference. But the code end, whatever the code you are doing, that will not any change. Okay, for example, so I'm going to. So here, so I'm. Okay, sorry. Okay, so here, so whatever the subject, okay, so the science is that subject. I'll make it for example, make it 70. Okay, so science is subject. Whatever the subject have an internal mark, I need to add the internal mark. Except other subject, I don't want to add the internal mark. Okay, so here science, only the subject I need to add the internal mark. Correct. So now what I am giving means, just I need to iterate, and I need to, when I am iterating, I need to identify which is that science, which row is a science. That row I need to add the mark. Other than the science, I don't want to add any mark. Correct. For that one, for iterating, I'm using a map. So map, again I'm giving a x. X is nothing but variable. Here x dot 1. So x dot 1 match. That means it is a pattern matching. Just I'm trying to match. So when I'm pattern matching, I can give a case. So case yes, not this dot underscore one. Okay. So match if yes, if it is yes, that means if it is science, what I want to do, I want to add a mark. Okay. So the mark where it is available x dot 2, it is a mark. From that mark, I need to add my x internal mark. Internal mark, for example, they're giving us 16. Some internal mark I need to add. So other than science, any other subject I don't want to add. Just I can give an underscore. Underscore nothing but L subject. Okay, else. So now just I want to give my mark alone. 2. So now I'll see the result. Only for science will add this internal mark. Other than science, we will not add any internal mark. They got it? So here, what is I am doing means only I am taking a mark. Mark and hello. Sorry, frequently I am kicked out from the meeting. I don't know why. Khalil, actually, frequently my meeting session is closing for me. Okay, so everyone able to hear me? Is it everyone able to follow me, or else I'm confusing something? Hello. Okay. So just I'm running my code. So I read in my subject, and I have added only for my science. I have added only my internal mark for my science subject. So this is a way you can do all that already related operations like a map. So what usually I'm here it's doing means, so whenever I'm doing that map, this is called lambda operations. So whenever I'm doing the lambda operations, that it will iterate by each and every row, each and every object, and I'm applying some transformation on top of my iterations. Since if it is a data frame, that will be the parallel process. Just will apply whatever the query you have written. That query directly will apply top of your data frame. This is one thing. And if you have any questions, any other try to work with the more already related method or functions like transformations like a map array. So here these are the transformations. Try to work with all kind of transformations. Any questions? So So I think that the team I have shared some for RDD list of transformation. I have shared some PPT. So if anyone have the PPT, try to share with others also. Otherwise, Khalil, I'll share that PPT. So just to share the team, they can work with that all the transformations. If you're getting a doubt with any transformations, you can let us know that. Any questions?
ஜி இது அசெம்பிள் டிபெண்டன்சிஸ் ஆட் பண்ணி ஜார் பில்ட் பண்றது சொல்லி
Yeah, yes, I need to try that because I haven't tried my local machine. It's in my office machine. I haven't tried in local machine because I'm facing this frequently. I'm facing this jar related issues. Once I resolve, I'll try to do that also. Probably in the next session, I'll try to do that one. Because before that, I need to prepare that all the assembled jar internal. So I need to prepare and I need to call it out in my build.sbt. There is some workaround we do have in that assemble area. But when you go and sit in any project, no, just any office they will do one time work only. For the setup, assemble, everything they will do one time work only. So whatever the build at SBT, just they will do the copy paste for any project. Okay, every time they will not write a code for the build at whatever the build at SBT, no, for to do assemble we need to write some set of code. Okay, so that code every time they will not write. For the initial only one project they will write a code, just they will do the copy paste for every project they will do copy paste for that set of code, because that set of code will never change. Okay, so I'll try to write a code and come up with that code how to write
Yes.
but that is, we don't want to spend much time on that. Just you can do the copy paste. Even if the interviewer asking, yes, we had that the previous reference, I use that reference, I will create a build at SBT. Just you can give that.
Okay, sir.
Any other questions? So anyone have the questions the difference between that RDD and data frame? No questions. So that is a basic thing about RDD. So if you want to see any concept, want to recap any concept in a Spark, just let me know. We can continue to do any other Spark topic. Because data frame and RDD, these two is a very big concepts. But RDD you want to work. Once you work, you may get more questions. You can come up with the questions. Because for RDD data frame, whatever the backend architecture I said, both are same only. Data frame, how you work with different kind of transformations. The same way for RDD also, you need to work with a different kind of RDD transformation, like a map, flat map, and how to use the for each, and like a group by and filter. This all the basic transformation you work with data frame, no? The same way you need to work with RDD also. Any question, guys? And Khalil, that's it for about RDD. If you want to cover any other topic, we can continue that session. I'm not getting any feedback. Maybe once the lockdown is the relaxations, and after that in the in-person class we will see more detail. We'll do more interactions. Until that, at least we want to keep in touch. That is the way. That is why we have created this kind of sessions. So I didn't prepare for anything reason. I don't have any document. I don't have my laptop. So yesterday whatever I prepared, based on that only I took this entire session. That's it on my hand. I don't have any material also right now to share. So that's it, Khalil. Any questions or else any other topic I need to cover? Just let me know. I'll cover. Otherwise, we can wind up the session.
Dinesh, how to set up the basic one? Which document you are referring? You have any document or any web link to set up the
Uh,
IDE and
Yeah, the
Spark setup?
setup IDE, we don't have any basic document, but a lot of web links is available and a lot of YouTube videos also available. But what is the challenge means? So it's depends on your internet speed and depends on your like whatever the dependence you are adding. No, based on that, the initially you feel some challenge on your the initial setup. Otherwise, it will be good. So you can see the lot of YouTube videos also available. So otherwise, if we're not able to set up, we can have a the in-person session. When we go to in-person, that time I'll troubleshoot that. So otherwise, if you try to do something, the next session show to me what are the error you are getting. I try to troubleshoot that issue. But we have a lot of blacks. We have a lot of YouTube videos also to set up initial setup. So that you need to search SBT setup or Maven setup. You need to search properly. Any questions?
Any questions? No questions, I guess, Dinesh.
Yeah, that's it, Khalid. I do have that much content only today.
Okay. Any other questions you have? Please speak, or else no, you can just make a chat here. So today's recording and tomorrow recording. You are done with the sessions, right, Dinesh?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So today's recording and tomorrow's recording, no, I'll be placing it tonight. So tomorrow, no, I will send you the messages. So you can see it in our website, bigdatahandson.com. So let me share it now so that you can just see it. Hope you are able to see the thing. So as usual, no, we'll be sharing it in the home page. You can see today's session. No, I'll be posting it here in the home page. If you want to see yesterday's video and others, no, you can just click on Meetup uploads, Meetup videos tab. You can click, and all our the videos, no, would be visible here, or no, like it will be available here. You can see these videos anytime. So tomorrow morning the video will be uploaded. Tonight, no, it will be uploaded. Tomorrow morning, no, you can see those which Dinesh took yesterday, and today's session will be available. Anything else?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Thank you,
Thanks to
Dinesh.
everyone.
That's it.
Thanks.
We'll end up the session today. Thank you.